Hello, John.
Hello.
Good week.
He asks me that all the time.
Just gotta be certain. Today we're throwing our mind back to quite an important genre in the Jettisoundz career. Psychobilly.
Yeah.
Tell us where you got introduced to Psychobilly.
Well, it was the Meteors, 83 or 84. It was such a good start. The Meteors, he invented Psychobilly. It was just a different genre. You got into it quickly.
And was it quite different to anything you'd heard before?
Yeah, it was.
Do you think that's what drew you towards Psychobilly?
I don't know. Something about them. They were constantly off the beaten track.
They had the edge you were looking for.
Yeah.
So, was there a central place for Psychobilly?
Well, we discovered this place, the Klub Foot. We first went in 1986. John Curd, a good promoter, I think he concentrated on Psychobilly. It was good.
On the Klub Foot front, was that a venue just dedicated solely to Psychobilly?
No, not really, but he had it every Saturday night. We went down there. We only took one camera, me and Karen. We did a few different angles and, went in and saw Batmobile and Rochi and the Sarnos, Caravans, Coffee Nails, Torment, Wigsville Spliffs. I thought it was marvellous. And after that, we went, we probably did 5, 6, 7 videos, but we probably went about 15 times.
Oh, wow.
With the Turnpike Cruisers just offering to play. Then we went to the next gig, which was Blubbery Hellbelly, Pharaohs, Valiants and Guana Bats. Then Coffin Nails and Demented Our Go, Schizo, Guana Bats and Long Tall Texans. It was a good look at the whole thing. And I don't think anybody had realised it because we had the only cameras.
So, you're saying then when you went down to the club for these shows, Jettisoundz, more often than not, was the only crew there?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
There wasn't very many music crews out there.
Right.
There wasn't.
And do you think that's because Psychobilly was such a fringe genre?
Yeah. And I think that we had grown into it. It was Guana Bats. I think you could put them two after the Meteors. They were a star. You look at them in retrospect, it was a good chap, a very good chap.
So who's this you're referencing from the Guana Bats?
Pip Hancock's.
Right.
Yeah, and he was a very good star.
So this fellow, was he the front man for Guana Bats?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you form relations with this fella before you recorded Guana Bats?
No. We got John Curd. I had a record label.
What was he the promoter?
Yeah, he was the promoter.
Right. And so you met, you were introduced to Guana Bats through this promoter.
Yeah.
Right.
And Demented Our Go were popular. They were such an outfit. But what they would do is take acid every time. But they managed to keep it in together. Some incredible shows. I would probably got 3 or 4 on the label. Mark Sparky Williams. That guy's still going as far as I know.
Wow. They were a sight to be had then.
Oh God, yeah.
Compared to Meteors and Guana Bats, were they quite big as well, or?
Yeah, they were.
So did they have a bit more wow value about them when you saw them live? They were a bit more.
Yeah. If you saw them and come on the telly, you'd, whoa, you know.
That kind of band.
And his voice.
So is it safe to say you were a fan of Demented Are a Go?
Oh yeah.
And were you introduced to them at Klub Foot?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
We were. We worked on the Turnpike Cruises a lot. They went to play 4 or 5 times, and I just went along and partying, you know. He wrote a very engaging piece called Klub Foot Concert Cameras and Quiffs, all with K's. Oh God, he told a tale. Admittedly, this Gene and a French guy had come over. There must have 8 bouncers with baseball bats came over. Oh, fuck it now, they pummeled him. They did. Oh, it was real. Oh.
And this is at the Klub Foot, is it?
Yeah.
So it sounds quite the lawless place then.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
It'd be quite interesting to give that excerpt a read by Richie King.
Yes.
You said at Turnpike Cruises they actually played Klub Foot a few times themselves.
Oh yeah.
And how were they received?
They were received fine, about halfway.
Right.
You know.
Right. I might be wrong, but judging by their music, they weren't fully fledged psychobilly, were they?
No.
Right.
They weren't. They weren't. But they fitted.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Frenzy was, I call it the barrel organ in Birmingham.
Right.
Was a really hot night. A really hot night. It was stifling. They played a good show. Then Steve Whitehouse, who was the singer and the bass player at it, he used to drive a big double bus.
So this fella would drive a bus to shows?
Yes! And he brought it down at St. Anne's the next day.
Oh, right.
And parked up there. And we made a promo tonight. I've forgotten what it was called. We made it in the Pleasure Beach, all over the place, on the drive, and in the sandhills at St. Anne's. And it was good.
So were you quite friendly with these people then?
Yeah.
You got to know them from going down to watch them in Birmingham that time?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only time I thought to see them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you went to see them in Birmingham that once and then made the promo video?
Yeah.
And that was it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Right. Is that because they stopped making music or...?
No, it's still going today.
Wow. So what about Night of the Long Knives with...
Well, Night of the Long Knives, the Klingon tailgaters, Griswolds, Quakes, Turnpike Cruisers, Bosom the Bosmen, Caravans, Flantic Flintstone, the Gitzo, Long Tall Texan, and the Meteors.
Right.
You know, it was a fantastic show. You know, it was there at the Hummingbird Club in Birmingham, 1988. I think we'd been there about 3 weeks before. We'd done a black guy. He was like an artist, a bit different. But he didn't want anything off us. But this time, they fucking came and brought about 8 bouncers to collect all our tapes up and take them back to the office. And then they called me back, demanded £1,000. It was more than we cost to film it.
Jesus.
And
that's bad, though, isn't it?
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Really bad. We managed to get them owned down to £350. Darren Russell came with us to help us. He was a promoter. You know, I went down there about 3 weeks after to get it. God almighty.
Did you get your money back for it?
Oh, yeah, we did eventually. Klingons were the first band on, but they were a good band that kept climbing. Boz and the Bosmen were all round in the psychobilly scene, and he also had the studio at Chrysalis Records, and Long Tall Texans and the Meteors. I'm glad the Meteors were okay about staying on this because it was quite touchy about things. I didn't like his name being abandoned by psychobilly.
So you're saying the dude from Meteors didn't like to be associated with psychobilly?
Oh no, he did. You know, it's the Klub Foot. He's never had the name used with the Klub Foot.
Right.
It wasn't until '88 he finally agreed to it. If you've seen the Meteors, it was going in the show. You know.
yeah.
You know.
He couldn't not have it in there, innit?
Yeah.